So these Guardians are different than the ones that we've seen in
The other animated series?
Yeah.
Yeah, once we worked on those series before the movie was even out there. And once we saw the movie and saw the direction that James Gunn and everybody was going with it, we decided to change course and make our show match closer to the film. I do believe the way we've staged it with the other series that if you squint and you wait, if you accept the fact that this is the beginning of the team,
Sure.
as the team goes on, then we'll all line up. But it was more important, I think, to capture the energy and spirit of the film. Yeah.
Stephen, remember what you called us? A feel-alikes, you said, right?
Feel-alikes, yes.
Yeah, not sound-alikes. Wait, what?
That's kind of creepy. Why does that sound creepy to me?
It sounds weirder coming from Dave than
Andy's feeling me.
His voice is richer.
Everything sounds creepy.
Thank you, Sobolov. That's really creepy.
That's good.
Stephen Court, you sort of mentioned this was sort of phase 2 of Marvel animation. Can you elaborate on what that means?
Court?
Congratulations. Well, I think it means a lot of things. I think we're upping our game in terms of the way we approach animation. Obviously, tonally, this is a little different from the other shows, and I think you'll see some tremendous production value in the show as well. It's a real hybrid of TV character animation with lots of CG assets and a lot of visual effects composited together, so it's a slightly different approach for us. And I think we have a creative energy that's coming across in the show, and there's other shows in development that I think that we can't talk about today that will reflect that approach.
It also was approaching the actual animation itself. Eric Radomski heads up our production side, and the director, Leo Riley, and Eric were together to give this show a very definitive, different sort of look for us. And I think that was sort of the soft demarcation line that I meant. Court's been with Marvel Animation for several years now. I just joined last year, and we've worked really hard over the last year to bring sort of a new energy across all of our shows. And we're not marketing it as phase 2 or anything. I'm just talking wise, but we are trying to up our game for sure.
The pop music is a really cool element of it. What is the process of that, finding the right songs?
Oh, that is Mr. Lane's the last year of his life.
We knew.
Nothing's easier than licensing a pop song.
So we started development on the show a year prior to the movie release, and the first thing that we did was read the script, and the pop songs noted there already at that stage, and listened to them while reading the script, and we knew immediately we have to find a way to make this an element of the show, because it's not just tonally really important to the show, but it's an important character element for Peter Quill. So we investigated that, and I was then given a library of thousands of songs from the 70s to comb through, and then it's just a process of elimination. Which songs do we think would suit the show and the kind of stories that we're wanting to tell? Which songs had lyrics that were appropriate for the audience? Which songs the licensors would be willing to license for this purpose? And we came up with a really amazing list. And there were a couple that I can't even say today that I desperately wanted and got. So that was one of the most fun parts of the process. So you got to hear 3 of them just in those first 2 episodes.
So for the cast, so is there any kind of intimidation coming into this, being this was based on one of last year's most successful movies for you guys?
No, easy to follow. Chris
Right.
Pratt and the whole cast.
Yeah.
Hey, it was horrible. Are you kidding? It was. I don't know about you guys, but after watching that movie and knowing that I was going to be doing this, the only thing going through my head was, you can't be Chris Pratt. So I knew the best I could hope for was a bad Chris Pratt impression. And it's just so it's like, okay, can't do that. So just go in and do something completely different. Try to just be yourself, because it would have come off like a terrible Chris Pratt impression. You can't do that.
I got the I auditioned for this long before I knew anything about the movie or anything, and so when I got the job, I was like, oh, I'm a little angry raccoon. Okay, that's cool. And then I saw the movie and went, oh, uh-oh, I hope I can, it's Bradley Cooper! But then, you get together with this cast and they're awesome, and we kind of make it our own thing, and Yeah.
I think it was fortunate in that we cast before the movie was released. Just so you know, like Steve and I had seen rough cuts of the movie, so we know what the performers sounded like, but we didn't want people who sounded like them. We just wanted to represent the personality of the character. So fortunately for them, we cast prior to the release of the movie.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say, is that I really trusted them, because I was psyched to see the movie, and then when I got the part before even seeing the movie, I thought, wow, I want to see what she does, and she was amazing. Zoe Saldana is brilliant in the role, and so I sort of, now having seen it, try to pay homage to her energy and her curiosity as an alien, you know, sort of learning these things with his Walkman. But luckily these Marvel characters are so strong and they're such cool archetypes. It's easy to plug into them and be of service to them, and to the point where it's not even about us, you know. So I think that is with all actors who play any Marvel characters. It's an honor. Yeah.
I think we're lucky in this time around in that we really had to cast the team, and the actors, and you're seeing a little bit of it today, but certainly when we record, they really are a team in there, and the amount of fun that they have, and the way it becomes even though they're working from a script, it all feels very improvised, which I think is hard to do in animation, particularly TV animation, where you're often just recording a voice at a time, and there's not a lot of back and forth. But most of the time we've had the entire cast together, and they really bounce off each other incredibly well. Today is very different. You haven't seen them bounce together well off each other.
There's no rubbing it today.
We don't want to scare them.
Watch the Periscope feed that we did earlier.
Oh dear.
You have 24 hours to see that. We were pretty bouncy in there.
Yeah, get your safety goggles. You may.
Yeah, and a tremendous
you may
amount of
need
dialogue
them.
that they've given Groot. It's very hard.
Yes.
And, you know, once you're, been told or asked to memorize certain lines, it can be very tedious.
We were told earlier on that Kevin can't read.
Very simple.
Right
Really?
after
You need
LASIK.
to write one key.
I had LASIK during the first table read, and they tried to tell me what the line was, so I was doing my Ray Charles. No, it's
Another
actually.
tasteful Kevin Michael.
But you'd be surprised how many inflections that you have to make with those three words. I am Groot. I mean, whether you're fighting or on fire, or you're happy or sad, or it's pretty well where you can go. And what I tried to do is stay as far away from the feature as possible. I wanted to see it, but not do a Vin Diesel impersonation. I didn't want to do that. So I just incorporated my own little thing with it. Because Lord knows I have a lot of voices in my head. And it worked out rather nicely with this amazing cast.
And I know we kind of made a pivot into this series. I've been living with Drax for a while now.
Oh, right.
I'm the only original cast member from way back, but of course different projects, but all the guest shots that you guys had. And I was very honored.
No one to survive.
It had probably
Yeah,
been 3 years, 2 years. It's been a long time. Yeah.
It's been 3 there.
Yeah, it's been great being able to continue.
So you've been developing this for 3 years? Or?
No, I mean the guest shots as Guardians of the Galaxy. There were different actors in all the parts,
Avengers Assemble. and-
but I got to be the original Drax that did it, and they let me keep playing it on. They could have recast me at any time, but I got to stay.
Yay.
Drax is hard to kill.
There's that.
True. He's
Because
nice.
a key to this, to the movie and this, is the level of comedy that you can bring to it. Like I said, how hard is it to find that line to put comedy in it, but not get too far when someone becomes way over the top silly?
I think the fine line is keeping the heroes heroic. However, they're anti-heroes and they're a little weird, so you can push the humor pretty far with the Guardians as opposed to a lot of heroes. But we also have to keep in mind, at the end of the day, they can't be mean, they have to do the right thing. So it's about keeping them heroic.
We have a story editor named Marty Eisenberg, who's been working in animation for many years. He runs the writer's room, and he's very hardcore with the writing staff about keeping in mind that each of these individual characters, their pasts are very dark. They're broken people, and that said, comedy is sort of the texture you put on top of that, but you make sure to always remember that they're after something. They are looking for something in their lives, and this shared experience they went through in the film has brought them all together. And you're still at the point where they're not sure if they are a team, or if they will be together for the long haul. So Marty brings a lot of that to the table in the scripts. But that is a fear, we do talk about that, about not getting too silly, that is a danger for sure.
As an animated series, do you have access to characters that are off limits for live action Marvel films?
Like, are we gonna see a giant planet eating someone or other?
A giant planet?
Eating Galactus?
We will see giant planets.
What is it?
Oh, someone eating planet. We won't see Galactus.
No.
Yeah, I'll say that specifically.
How about the Badoon?
What's that? You
How
want to
about
go
the
through
Badoon?
every Marvel space
They're the ones
I will
who are
take you
supposed
on, pal. I have
They're the ones most closely associated with the Guardians of the Galaxy.
What's that?
The Badoon are the most closely associated alien race with the Guardians of the Galaxy in the original incarnation.
That's true. They're also the most boring.
You can change that! I challenge you to change that!
I don't see, I don't think we're seeing characters, you're right, I could.
I mean, the thing is, we get to go pretty deep and broad in the Marvel Universe in the show, certainly more than you can in a 2-hour feature film. But we draw from the same pool of available characters as they do. But we get to explore all parts of cosmic Marvel Universe. And that's really the story. This is the sort of, as you saw, it's kind of a scavenger hunt through space. And so you get to meet, and I don't want to spoil the surprises, some people would kill me. But you'll get to meet characters and alien races in the Marvel Universe that you will get excited to see.
Have we mentioned Cosmo? Did I just get in trouble?
Well, he's in the.
Yeah.
Oh, he's in the, right, he's in the open, of course.
That's actually one that we were very happy with. That's been in the comics and connected with the Guardians.
So will we find out, we saw Cosmo and a lot of elements from the movie, will we find out if the Collector and Howard the Duck were in the bar during this first and second episode?
Well, just make sure after every episode that you watch the credits. That is good.
Not quite. We talked about Howard, but nothing to announce yet on the Howard front.
Along similar lines, what is the plan for continuity between, with the film, or is there one at all? Do you remember?
We use the film as a jumping off point. The film's gonna have a sequel, it's gonna be its own story. We're going off in a different direction just because we have to. So we have to do 26 of these in a season before the next film comes out. So we're in contact with studios, and everybody knows what everybody's doing, but I don't think anyone would consider this a direct, a sequel. It uses the film as a jumping off point, just like Avengers Assemble. Like all of our shows, we use the films, we start off from where the films leave off, and then tell our own story, staying true to the spirit. But James Gunn is going to tell his own story.
Will there be any crossover from this Guardians to, like Avengers Assemble or Ultimate Spider-Man or any of the other Marvel animated shows? It'd be fun for some people that.
I can't answer that at the moment. But we do try to keep the worlds, on the animation side, we're, a lot of our audience is kids, very, very young kids. That's their entryway to the Marvel characters. And I and Court, and certainly our cast, are very sensitive to not wanting the shows to get too confusing for kids and make them feel like they miss out on something.
Anyway, we got some great cupcakes.
We are trying, with the writers, we just had an animation summit with all our story editors, so everybody can see what everybody else is doing. We try not to contradict each other, but I have to make sure that these shows don't just become so continuity laden that people don't have a fighting chance to understand, particularly kids don't have a fighting chance to